My dear citizens, this is my seventh video message dedicated to the COVID-19. From now on, I'm at home and I'm into a working at home mode. We are on March 24th, 2020. It's 3:30 p.m. Last information is that one new person is infected in Gaspé for a total of 4, plus 3 in the Magdalene Islands, for a total of 7 on the ministry's website. I spoke to the CISSS and we cannot have any statistics for the town or for the MRC, but I have no information that there would be cases in the town of Gaspé or in the Côte de Gaspé so far. As you know, the Quebec government has asked for the closure of all businesses deemed non-essential to limit the spread of the virus and encourage compliance with the instructions. It's drastic, but it's for a short time. It causes enormous stress on citizens, young people, the elderly, employers, and parents. We are with you there. Gaspé residents are usually resilient. We're going to get through, but it's necessary in those circumstances. So today, I will address the following topics: precautionary measures versus people who provide essential community services, the situation at LM WindPower, the largest private employer in Gaspé, and a usual reminder on basic instructions. First subject. I want to sensibilize people who frequent the few businesses that are still open. Our post offices, grocery stores, pharmacies, service stations, etc. To keep your distance from clerks or employees so that you can reduce the risk of infection. Keep your distance to the counters also. Shorten your presence as much as possible in the post offices and shops. Payments must be made by credit cards, ideally PayPass. Avoid cash, which is a contamination vector. For example, at the post office, buy packs of stamps with your bank card. Frank your envelopes in advance and drop them in the outer boxes as much as possible. Same principles apply in all shops. Distance yourself from others, no cash. Now, let's talk about the biggest private employer in the Gaspésie, LM WindPower. First, I remind you that I have no control on private companies. So the people who ask me every day to close businesses or factories, I have absolutely no power over this. This is the unique and absolute role of public health and the government of Quebec. For LM, I can talk about a little because I speak every day with the local director. In the short term, management has decided to close the plant gradually. The almost complete closure is scheduled for tonight. But I must explain some things to the population because from the outside it seems simple to say we put the switch off, but it's much more complex than that. For one, the blades are used for energy production in the United States, and the energy sector is considered as essential service. We need energy in our homes, and in what it stays open. It's vital. The 200 employees of Marman in Matan, which manufactures wind turbine towers for the United States, remain in the plant for the same reason. Number two, with the slowdown in deliveries caused by the rail blockade last month, the yard is almost full and blades can come out to supply the LM client because they have to fulfill their orders on the international market. They have to respect their clients and most importantly secure a future for the factory. So there are different scenarios on the table to deal with these extremely complex international issues. For example, can shipping still be done to maintain a good relationship with the client who must continue to operate because it's an essential service in the United States. The situation is changing from hour to hour. Number three, there is a panoply of technical issues to be resolved in the company. Number four, I learned from a good source that the personal protective equipment, like white clothes, masks, gloves, etc., of LM employees is exactly what is used in hospitals during epidemics or pandemics. And the Ministry of Health could ask to them, could ask this equipment if the pandemic spread even more vigorously in Quebec. It shows the level of protection that employees have in the factory, and it's another element adding to the complexity of the situation. So in short, I have absolutely no control over the private sector and LM, but I can explain the complexity of the issues that are and that several scenarios are on the table with senior management. In the short term, I repeat, LM will close almost all activities from today, with a gradual reopening in the coming weeks, depending on the evolution of the pandemic, but also depending on the decisions of the government of Quebec, Canada, and the United States about the energy sector. It's less simple than people think it is. A blade is not an essential good, but the energy produced is essential. For my part, the most important thing is the protection of our employees, but also that the factory has a future after the crisis, because we are talking about 500 well-paying jobs that participate strongly in the economic vitality of the region. In the short term, let us pass through the crisis, which will last a maximum of few months, but do not lose sight of the post-crisis period, because after the crisis, the economy will have to be revived. Everything is in its time. Everything in its time. But let's keep a little vision to ensure a future after the crisis. I repeat, the Gaspé people are proud and resilient, and we are going to go through the crisis step by step, piece by piece, with patience and solidarity. The time is mutual. With all the necessary precautions, help your neighbors, relatives, and friends who must be confined. Get some fresh air while keeping your distance from others. Talk to your friends over the phone, Skype, or FaceTime. Help each other. Show solidarity. We want you to be fit and healthy. The situation is not eternal, but it's only a few weeks in a lifetime. My dear friends, I would like to remind you once again the reference number for your question on COVID. 1-877-644-4545 or 418-644-4545 on the website at quebec.ca/coronavirus. There is also the 811 number for psychosocial emergencies. We also invite you to subscribe to our new bilingual electronic system of municipal alerts at ville.gaspé.qc.ca. I still remind you of the essential measures. Avoid human contacts. Wash your hands frequently. Avoid all gathering, dinners with friends or party. Reduce your presence in public places. Pay by bank card. Respect quarantine if you're coming back from your trip. And for our friends over 70 who have a chronic illness, stay at home. Please respect the instructions. Thank you for thinking about the future, for thinking about your friends, your parents, your neighbors, with mutual aid and solidarity. Thank you, everybody.